Hey guys, it's Ryan here with HobbiesofaMan once again, and today we're going to be doing another manga review. Today we're going to be looking at this one-shot manga called Kuroha Nijisuke. This is from Mexico. I bought this about a year ago, I think, a little bit more than a year ago. And I finally got my hands on it in December when my grandma came up to the States, right? So the author and artist here are Ryogo Narita, who I think did Durarara, I think is the work that they worked on. I think they're usually a light novel writer, but the artwork here is done by Nasuna Shiraume, and the artwork is pretty good. It reminds me of Beastars, or actually it reminds me of Sanda, who is done by someone that worked with the person that did Beastars. It has that same kind of scratchy vibe, and I'll show you guys in a bit, but it's pretty cool, interesting. I'm not really sure if Nasuna is connected with the Beastars group at all, but they might be. I'm not really sure. The publisher here is Kamite, as you guys can see right there. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Let's see. Maybe. I think you can make it out right there. Yeah. Kamite. Kamite. Back here, maybe it might be easier. There you go. It's a single one-shot manga, like you guys can see right there. The ending actually shows that it might be a series, but as far as I understand it, that has not happened yet, so fingers crossed, I guess. The demographic here is shonen. The genre here is action, and it does not have an adaptation, although this could be a pretty cool movie kind of situation. And the rating for this is a 4 out of 5. I liked it quite a bit, but because of the style of it being a one-shot, I feel like it misses some moments that it could have had that could have been pretty awesome in terms of like the characters that I would have liked to see. In terms of a premise here, Kuroha is cursed with amazing luck. So amazing that she actually feels like it's bad, because the luck isn't really like the best thing for her emotionally, but rather the best thing for her physically, right? And on the other hand, Nijisuke is cursed with horrible luck, or with luck that forces him to become better. And they end up meeting one day, kind of out of nowhere, because of a crazy situation, a situation that only would happen to these two people that are kind of blessed by luck, right? And they meet, and then they go off on this short little action sequence that ends with them kind of liking each other, right? So overall, I liked it. I think it's an interesting premise. At this point, it reminds me of Undead Unlock, although I've never actually read too much of that series. I know the basic premise, which is a girl that has no luck and a guy that can't die. More or less, this is the same idea, but I don't think it's the same author, so I'm curious to see how that kind of works. But the concept there is quite different, right? So it's not the same thing, but surface level, it's pretty similar, right? So yeah, in terms of plot line here, it opens with this Yakuza betting situation where Kuroha is brought in. She's told that she's going to play a game against this other Yakuza guy. And this guy's pretty upset, actually. However, she wins because of her good luck. And if I remember correctly, this Yakuza then is killed or dies in a situation where he tries to threaten her life. And because of her good luck, something happens that removes that threat, right? So that's pretty interesting. At the same time, or kind of maybe in a different situation, a man is crushed by a car against the side of a building. However, the guy comes out of it, no problem. And he's like, dude, what the hell's going on? How did you not check where you were going? You could have killed someone. Although, you know, the funny part is that it should have killed him, but it didn't for some reason. And then we learn Kuroha's backstory, which is basically that her family somehow got the goddess of luck or fortune to bless her, and that they didn't know, but it happened anyways. And then, as she was growing up, her family was enjoying all of these things. She was in a happy place with good people. However, her family members, her external family, not the nuclear family, got jealous, and so there was this accident that made her not have them, not have her family anymore, made her lose her family because the luck doesn't take care of her. It only allows for her to survive, or for good things to happen in general, but it doesn't actually like extend beyond her, right? So as long as she's involved, it works, but it doesn't connect her mom and dad, basically, or anyone around her, right? And so no one takes her in except for one other family member of hers who happens to be a Yakuza leader. And so he uses her to grow his empire because as long as she's put in a situation, it'll work out, right? Which is a little confusing because you would assume that good luck would make it so her mom and dad would survive, but the rules are such that it doesn't work that way. Although when her uncle uses her, it works positively for him, and I'm not really sure what the difference is. But there is a difference. I just can't articulate it correctly, right? So, yeah. We learned that she's upset with her life. She's over it. And so she decides to jump out the window. However, her luck forces her to not die. And what happens is actually that she falls on top of Nijisuke, who's happening to just walk under her at that right moment. And he saves her. They talk. He gets angry. He's like, dude, good luck and bad luck don't exist. It's just a reality that sometimes things happen and you can't explain them. Get over yourself. Move on, right? And this is kind of interesting to her. She's like, I've never thought about it like that because I have proof that it doesn't work like that, right? So they disagree fundamentally. And then some Yakuza men fight Nijisuke. He wins, obviously. And they run off to the port to see if they can escape. There's this big battle there at the end. And then it all works out for both of them. They kiss, they make up, and they're like, let's go somewhere else off together. And it'll work out for us, right? And the kind of important part of this isn't actually them, like, connecting or whatever. It's actually Kuroha's change of outlook. She has never really chosen to use her luck. And so this time she chooses to use it in order to help someone else. And so it works out. I'm not really sure how she knew that, it would work out that way, but it happens, it worked. And I quite liked it. I thought it was a good story. In terms of characters, we have Kuroha Nijisuke and this guy called Kokuto, or Hokuto, who is actually the death god. And we don't know this until the end, but he's been around the whole time. However, Nijisuke can't see him, but Kuroha can. And so Kuroha is kind of being the everyman character, and Hokuto is explaining stuff to her, and then one day he just disappears, right? And then there's this other character that we get introduced to, whose name is Hibaura, I think. And she's this kind of side character we learn from in one of the side stories that's given to us at the end. And we basically learn why Nijisuke and Kuroha exist. And it's actually pretty interesting how that works out. So I really like that side story as well. In terms of world building, gods exist, luck is real, and two people have the blessing of the Lady Luck in some way. The blessing for Kuroha is good luck in general. And the blessing for Nijisuke is the good luck in the sense that he won't die from bad things happening to him. So that's more or less how it works. And so he's functionally immortal. And I'm not really sure how that will change. But we do end up with an announcement that there might be a series for this going on later on. In terms of artwork and fan service, I think the artwork is really good. It reminds me of Beastars, like I said, and there's no fan service. There's no titillating scenes of any kind. And let me show you what the artwork looks like right now. So here's the big spread at the beginning. I really wish this was in color, but I guess Kamite did not get the rights for it. And let's see if I can find a scene that I think reminds me a lot of Beastars. So the way that this is drawn reminds me of Sanda or Beastars, like that sort of kind of art style. Maybe it's Drip Drip, I think is the one scene that they have, or the one arc that is, sorry, the one story by the creator of Beastars that's actually about real people. It reminds me of that. I think it looks really good. So yeah, those are my thoughts on that. In terms of rating, I think it's pretty good. It's a bit too quick for my taste. I think that there should have been more thought put into, or more chapters put into, the relationship between Nijisuke and Kuroha, so that that big ending would have worked even better. But it's not that bad overall. Like, it works. So 4 out of 5, because I did like it a lot at the end of the day, right? So there you go. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you thought down below, and thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys later.